Donald Trump is sending the United States military into Portland, Oregon, regardless of whether or not a Trump-appointed judge agrees. Today, according to California Governor Gavin Newsom, Donald Trump and his administration have federalized up to 300 members of the California National Guard to send to the streets of Portland, Oregon, against American citizens to quell protests, to quell alleged civil unrest. It comes as Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, calls Portland a war zone, despite complete evidence to the contrary. Now, the ruling yesterday by Judge Immergut, who is a Trump appointee, who in her ruling said that Donald Trump is moving America closer to martial law with the deployment of the United States military as his personal police force. That only applied to the Oregon National Guard. And so what did the Trump administration do today? It mobilized the California National Guard to send to the streets of Portland. It also mobilized the Illinois National Guard to send to the streets of Chicago. And it all comes as Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, is now calling Judge Immergut, a Trump appointee, essentially an insurrectionist. Stephen Miller, responding to her ruling, her 31-page order temporarily blocking the Trump administration from deploying the Oregon National Guard into Portland, calling it a legal insurrection, calling it a terrorist attack on this administration. That is a direct quote from the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, who is spearheading the efforts to send in the Guard into cities across the country against American citizens. That is the latest right now. And while Judge Immergut's ruling blocked the deployment of the Oregon National Guard, the Trump administration is set to send in the California National Guard regardless, potentially as soon as today. Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom has sued, seeking to block this deployment as illegal and contrary to law. But court cases don't happen overnight, and it may take several days, if not weeks, before a judge ever blocks the deployment of the California National Guard. And by then, Judge Immergut's 14-day temporary restraining order may have already expired. Folks, we are living through a very dark time in the United States of America. My job as a journalist is to tell you the facts. The facts, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but it. Facts aren't Republican or Democrat. Facts are facts. And the facts here are that the Trump administration over the past 2 weeks has mobilized the United States military against American civilians, has used ICE as a personal military force to target families separating children from their families, and has encouraged the United States military to violate the Posse Comitatus Act to turn on American citizens, conducting illegal arrests for flag burning and other mechanisms. As a journalist, I'm reporting these facts to you. But I'm also not normalizing what we're seeing in our country right now. Because if I were to normalize what we're seeing in our nation, I would be doing a disservice to you and the platform that we've built together. We are living through very dangerous and unprecedented times, where this White House is actively mobilizing not just the United States military, but also immigration enforcement to target American citizens and non-citizens alike in sometimes cruel and heinous ways. And as a journalist, my responsibility to you is to tell you the truth and to help you understand exactly where we are in this moment in history. I will never normalize this behavior from the administration or from any administration. Because if Joe Biden was in the White House right now and he was taking these actions against American citizens, I too would be calling it out. And I would be telling you that what we're seeing is not normal, because it isn't. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to support my work. Your subscriptions go a very long way to keeping this work independent, to ensuring that we can continue to hold this White House accountable for its actions. Because right now, the platform we are building is surpassing mainstream media every single day. More views, more impressions, more likes, comments, shares, more subscriptions. And the reason why is because people are fed up with media that normalizes behavior from this White House. Here's what I won't do. I won't tell you that ICE officials separating children from their mothers in Chicago at an apartment building, ransacking that apartment building, and then proceeding to zip tie the children, including American U.S. citizen children, for long periods of time outside of their home, leaving their homes ransacked. I won't tell you that's normal. I won't tell you it's normal for the President of the United States over the past several days to essentially order the United States military to arrest any individual burning the American flag, subjecting them to possibly 1 year in prison, even though that is not a crime in the United States of America, and this United States Supreme Court has already said that flag burning is subject to the First Amendment protection. I won't say that's normal from this president. I won't say it's normal today that this White House is mobilizing National Guard troops to Portland and to Chicago, potentially sending in a specialized Army unit, the 82nd Infantry, into Portland, Oregon to quell protests. I won't tell you that's normal. And I also won't tell you what's normal is that we're living through a government shutdown. We're now 5 days into a government shutdown with truly no end in sight. Every single day, about 750,000 federal workers are currently being furloughed. On October 11th, in less than 1 week, the Smithsonian will start to close. National parks will soon run on half capacity and may close as well. It may be difficult for individuals soon to start getting SNAP benefits, WIC benefits, and more. And you never know. Social Security could theoretically be next. If the shutdown lasts for too long, it'll be harder to get Social Security benefits. Signing up for Social Security benefits will take longer, and sometimes phones simply will not be answered. And while at the same time, this administration, according to Washington Post reporting today, is attempting to make it more difficult for seniors in America to be eligible for Social Security disability payments by removing the age, essentially, consideration. Right now, when you apply for Social Security disability in America, your age is considered whether or not you can essentially do a job at the age of, say, 65 or 70. They want to eliminate that, essentially making age not a factor when considering whether or not someone is eligible for Social Security disability, forcing a lot of elderly Americans to work jobs that they simply are not physically fit for. That's happening right now in the United States of America. And at the same time, over the past 24 hours, we saw a mass shooting in Montgomery, Alabama, near the Alabama National Fair, leaving 2 dead and 12 injured, and multiple shootings in South Carolina, leaving 1 dead and 1 injured. More shootings, more mass shootings in America than days in the year in 2025. This is real, it's happening, but it's not normal, and I won't normalize it. Subscribe to support my work, like, comment, share this video so that more people see, and I'll see you bright and early in the morning for more.